Greetings, chemists. Welcome to Friday, October 30th. I am not here today, so what I would like to do is walk through the lesson plan with you so that you have an idea of what you need to do and that you have enough items to keep you busy throughout the remainder of the hour. So let's go ahead and walk through what you need to be doing for today. We're going to start off with what we always do, and that is our daily attendance form. So we have our 10:30 attendance. And if we go ahead and click on that, we are third hour for today. Down at the bottom, our question for the day is, in a chemical formula that requires more than one polyatomic ion to satisfy the rule of zero charge, what must you put around the polyatomic ion? So this goes back to the notes from yesterday. So what must you put around the polyatomic ion in order to satisfy the rule of zero charge if you need more than one polyatomic ion to make it neutral? So go ahead, take a minute and answer that. And so once you have that answered, we'll go back up to our week that we are working on. And so that happens to be week 4. So if you would go to week 4, the very first thing that we need to talk about is our lab from yesterday. So if you would scroll down here to your lab, which is the identity of the unknown salt, we'll go ahead and finish that up. Again, you're going to need to pay attention to this picture right here, as well as this picture here. You need to examine your Petri dishes and look for crystals. If you have this square with this X through them, that means that you have chloride. If you have needles going everywhere, you've got nitrate. And if you have kind of this irregular, they're not really square, but they're kind of weird shaped, that would also indicate nitrate. So you either have nitrate, which is NO3 with a 1 minus, or you have chloride with a 1 minus, okay? And so if we go down and actually open up our lab document, okay, you were able to fill in the flame color, okay? So for example, letter A, the flame color you should have gotten was orange, and based on that from the pretty picture, that would indicate sodium. And the crystal structure that you should have gotten here were needles, which would indicate nitrate, which would be NO3 with a 1 minus. And if I just format that so I get my subscript, that's what I would fill out for that, okay? And then for the analysis here, my cation would be Na with a 1 plus and NO3 with a 1 minus. And I'll make my lovely little superscripts here. We got a superscript there. The 3 is a subscript, and the minus 1 is a superscript, and we got a +1, -1, so my charges equal 0. That's all the big thing. And that gives me a compound name of NaNO3. And I'm going to subscript that. And then that would be sodium nitrate would be my information. So that's how I would go ahead and fill out these tables. So that's what I would do for these. So go ahead and fill these out. You can fill these out by talking with your classmates and getting the rest of the data. You can also always go back and watch the video again and get the information from the video that is present. All of you need to write a claim, evidence, and reasoning, and we're going to talk more about that here later in this video, but you all should write a claim, evidence, and reasoning statement, okay? So that's the first thing that you need to do, okay? When you have your pre-activity done, your data done, your analysis done, and your claim, evidence, and reasoning statement done, you can move on to the next portion of today's assignment, which would be practicing doing CER statements, or actually I should say the next thing on the list is reviewing target 3.2 on your portfolio, make sure that you are continuing to add evidence of your learning in those various learning targets. Okay, next thing is notes and practice of CER statements, because you've written CER statements before, but they haven't been very good. So we need some little practice on that. So if you would click on this one, and what you're going to do is the first thing you're going to do is you're going to watch this video and take some notes on your science notebook about writing CER statements. And they do it kind of funny with a cat and Doritos. So it's kind of a fun way of looking at CER statements, not the boring laboratory way. And then what you'll do is you will open up the My Documents, and it will look like this. I'll shrink my picture down here a little bit, but it's got some essential questions here, and then you are going to find the claim. You'll highlight the claim, the evidence you'll underline, and the reasoning you'll bracket, and you will go ahead and do that for these 5 questions. Question 4, you will write the essential question, and for question 5, you will write the entire CER statement by following and watching this 30-second video on My Dad is a Space Alien, and how they claim and evidence and reasoning as to why they believe their dad is a space alien, okay? But this will get you doing some practice of writing CER statements. So that's the practice that you need to do. Now, if you're having some more trouble with it, there is a video here that walks you through the first one to help you figure out what to highlight, what to underline, what to box. So watch this video here with it as you are walking through the very first practice, so that you know how to write these statements, because we're going to continue to work with them and we're going to start getting pickier and pickier at them. So you need to make sure that you are learning how to write good CER statements. So follow along with the video as you are working with the documents, okay? So that's the CER conclusions, okay? So we've done the SALT, the review, the conclusions. Now back to your CER statements of your lab, okay? Here's what you do. Return to your lab of the unknown salt that you just did with the crystals. You're going to copy and paste the CER statement that you wrote when you finished the lab. So your bad CER statement, okay? The one that you hadn't had much instruction on how to do CER statements. And now you're going to examine your CER statement and rewrite them now that you have time to practice and know what exactly a CER statement is, okay? And what you're going to do, you're going to go over to the submission part over here on the right-hand side where it says Submit Assignments, and you'll click on the Create tab, and you will paste your 2 CER statements that you wrote for your unknown salt lab, your crystal lab, okay? The first one that you wrote after you did the lab, your bad CER statement, the one that you had before you had instruction on how to do CER. And then you will paste your second good CER statement, the one that you wrote now that you've had some practice with it and you know how to write a better one. So the good one and the bad one for your CER statement. Submit that in the Create tab and then submit that assignment. So 2 CER statements for this assignment. So that's the SALT lab conclusion. Okay, so that's everything with the lab. So we've finished the lab, we've done instruction on CER statements, now we've reassessed our CER statements. Lastly thing is covalent compounds. So we've done ionic compounds with the rule of 0 charge. Now we're going to go into covalent compounds. So here's your notes on that. Watch the video, take notes in your notebook, take the 4-point quiz. Then you have the activity with that simulation, that collisions chemistry, okay? Go to that collisions chemistry site that we had, and you're going to click on the covalent bonding module and do levels 1 through 6. You might need to revisit some of the other ones. What you are going to do is you're going to, how would I want to say this? In the submit button, okay, you are going to answer the essential question, and then you're going to write a CER statement, okay? That's what you're doing. So when you're finished with the simulation, in the Create tab, answer the essential question, and then write a good CER statement, okay? That has to do with covalent bonding. So that's the simulation. And then lastly is the practice. And when you open that up, you will see some practice of covalent compounds here. Now, there have been a few ionic compounds that have made their way in there, so be careful. There's a mixture of both covalent and ionics, so be careful with that. So there's the practice. And then the very last thing for the day is the weekly quiz. Practice quiz week number 4, go ahead and take that when you are all done. So when you are all done with everything, you'll have this entire list all done. So you need to work on everything from the lab of the unknown salt on downward, okay? And do your best to get as much as you can get done. You might not get all of this covalent stuff done. When I see you again, starting on, I believe it is November 9th, I think is when I see you guys again, we'll have some time to play some catch up. You will not have homework over the weekend. So whatever you don't get done, it is not homework. You do not have homework over the weeks when you have hours 4, 5, 6. That week is specifically designated for you to work on hours 4, 5, 6. You do not work on anything for hours 1, 2, 3. So whatever you can get done, great. We'll have some time over starting when I see you again. But I do expect you to be working, not goofing around and not getting work done. You've got plenty of time. You've got lots of things to keep you busy. Start at the lab, do the conclusions, write your own conclusion for your lab, then work on the covalent compounds, and then the quizzes. Quizzes, because you have the notes and the practice quiz. There's 2 quizzes for today, and that is everything. That was a lot of information to throw at you. Please know that if you have questions, I might not be able to answer them right away tomorrow. I will address emails when I get back on Monday, November 2nd. So good luck, and I will see you soon. All right, good luck. Bye.